Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to my channel. Today we will talk about the top 10 luxury sports in the world. Let's see the most luxury sports in the world, played by the rich people, as it is known to the expensive sports in 2022. We all have played some sort of sports in our life. Although most of the sports are not so expensive, a few luxury sports in the world are costly, making it hard for common people to participate in them. Here is a discussion about the top 10 luxury sports in the world that are exciting and fun, but will empty your pockets. Sports are a great way for people to maintain their physical fitness. Not only do sports help with physical well-being, they also help build positive personality traits such as teamwork, sacrifice, and perseverance. Everybody doesn't need to play a sport at the professional level to reap its benefits, at least the non-financial ones. However, most sports do require a little bit of financial investment from people's end. For example, to play basketball, you will need to buy a basketball and a decent pair of basketball shoes. Some sports, however, are not so cheap and simple to participate in. In this post, we will discuss 10 most expensive sports in the world. These sports cost a lot of money to participate in. They might be fun and exciting, but your bank balance might not think so. Without further ado, 1. Golf. Golf is the most luxurious sport in the world, played by the luxury people in the world. Golf started its journey in Scotland, and now it is a world-famous and quite expensive game to play for the elites. It is quite expensive compared to the other sports because of its uniform course fees, membership, and equipment. Also, the golf carts and equipment can cost thousands of dollars, increasing over time. The additional accessories like balls, towels, markers, and tees with a complete set of golf clubs might cost you a fortune. This is why golf is considered a sport that suits the rich and elites. However, there are many tournaments like the US Open Championship, the Masters Tournament, and the USPGA Championship, which arranges golf tournaments worldwide, and players of different kinds can participate in them. 2. Tennis. Tennis is a popular sport and one of the luxury sports in the world that everyone knows of. However, seeing Roger Federer or Rafael Nadal battle in a Grand Slam battle might be exciting, but we miss out on the fact that they have invested so much money to get there. A study by the US Tennis Association has shown that a professional tennis player might have to bear $143,000 in a single season. Most money goes into paying the international travel bills and the coaching fees. Traveling across the world and attending different tournaments is the only way to become a good professional tennis player. There are lots of tournaments happening all over the world throughout the year. You can check out the Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon, and US Open, which require the participants to travel frequently from one country to another. 3. Pentathlon. Pentathlon is also considered the most expensive and luxury sport in the world. It is not a single sport, but a total of 5 different sports events. It includes shooting, show jumping, running, fencing, and swimming. The word comes from a Greek word where pent stands for 5 and athlon stands for competition. The 5 events test the 5 skills of a 19th century soldier, which is why there are 5 different events. However, preparing for these events is an easy thing. You will require individual training for each event, which will not come cheap. Not to mention, you will need separate gears for each one too. The most exciting and expensive part of this sport is owning and maintaining a horse. Having a horse can be costly. This alone can make this sport one of the most expensive sports around. 4. Hot air balloon racing. Hot air balloon racing is considered an expensive and luxury sport in the world. It might sound weird, but a race like this indeed exists. To be honest, it is quite a fun race and quite expensive too. Hot air balloons were first introduced in 1783. So if you want to purchase one hot air balloon all by yourself, the price would be about $200,000. It does not end here. Inflating a hot air balloon will take more like $9,000 from you. Also, the pilot's license will cost an extra $3,000. However, do not forget about the $350 you will have to pay for the safety inspectors and the navigation gears. Adding all the costs together, you will notice why it is on the world's top 10 luxury sports list. 05. Bobsledding. Bobsledding is a sport where you need to slide through an ice-covered natural or artificial incline with a sled. This requires 2 or 4 persons in it. Bobsledding made its debut in the Olympics in 2002, and today it stands as one of the most expensive sports in the world, as the bobsled itself costs a lot, approximately $25,000. Maintaining and creating your own track can take up to millions of dollars. Also, you will need trainers to make the team members professional players. This will need more money as it is a team game, and every expense will get multiplied by 4 at the end, making this sport an expensive one. 06. Ski jumping. Ski jumping is a popular sport in winter where the competitors slide down a curved ramp with their skis to achieve the farthest jump. However, the result depends not only on how high they can jump, it also depends on their aerial style and some other jump factors. Ski jumping was added to the Olympics Games in 1924. As the professional level ski jumping is really expensive, the expenses of equipment, ski jumping slope, and coach end up in $100,000. So if you are not super rich, the only way to participate in this is to get some sponsors. 07. Sailing. Nowadays, sailing is not just tying bamboo with ropes to sail over the sea. Modern-day sailing is now one of the most expensive sports globally. For this sport, you will need a sailboat, which costs more than those expensive supercars. Also, maintaining a sailboat takes a lot of money. Not to forget that you will need a crew to run it, taking some extra pennies. Moreover, when the competition season is off, you will need a dry place to keep your sailboat. While your sailboat is stored for months, you need to make sure it is well maintained so that it can come back on the water to sail again in the competition season. 08. Formula 1. We all know how popular Formula 1 racing cars are. They are quite expensive too. Each Formula 1 car can cost over $1 million. However, it will not come in cheap even if you decide to drive someone else's car, because then you will have to bring out your own sponsors that have deep pockets. This sponsorship is not a cheap deal. Most of the minimum sponsors come in at about $200,000. Besides the cars and sponsors, you will need insurance for those fragile cars. Also, stay prepared to pay lots and lots of hospital bills, as car injuries are a common factor in car racing. No wonder Formula 1 is one of the most expensive sports globally. 09. Equestrian. Equestrian is a sport that requires a horse, which is one of the most important and interesting sports in the Olympics. It requires the skill of vaulting, steeplechasing, driving, or riding with a horse. However, not everyone can participate in this sport, as this sport needs you to buy, train, and thoroughbred a horse all by yourself, which can be really costly, reaching almost $200,000 a year. This makes this sport only suitable for the super rich people who breathe out money. Equestrian is basically a 3-day event known as horse trials, where the ability of the horse and the rider is tested. This sport is expensive and a mixture of art and sport. 10. The Wishanga Festival of Speed. The Wishanga Festival of Speed is held in New Zealand every year and is the most expensive sport in the world right now. This sport includes helicopter racing, car racing, powerboat racing, parachute, swooping, and jet ski racing. You already get the idea how this is all about speed and money. Getting a helicopter race with a car on the ground sounds fun and will take a lot of money to take place. All the sports will need billions of dollars to arrange and for maintenance. Therefore, it is no simple man's game. This sport undoubtedly attracts a lot of spectators all around the world. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching my video.